And for some reason, my wife got me out of bed. I don't know how she did it. I have no idea how still she got me out of bed. And I recall standing up outside the bedroom doorway in the hallway up on the third floor, reaching out to her. And I could see my body. I was lifting out of my body like a drone is lifting off the ground. You're seeing the ground as the drone's lifting up. And I was coming out of my body at that point. And I was barely conscious, but I could see my body reaching out to her, still standing, still alive, still there, not on the ground, not blue, or lips aren't blue, no sweat and everything else, lying on the floor. I was standing alive, reaching out to her, up high in the ceiling, really up high in the ceiling. I was looking down at me, reaching out to my wife. And that was just insanely incredible, just to be able to see that from a different point of view, and instantaneously, I didn't see that anymore. I didn't see any of it. I was in this huge, giant whirlwind of a tornado, a spinning whirlwind, and it was crazy spinning. It was like a tunnel, a full cloud-like spinning tunnel. And in that moment, I couldn't see my body anymore. I couldn't see my wife. And to me, I reflect back on it too, because I know now, after that experience of out of body, I know that like God takes you prior to dying. I could see my body still standing. And I've heard from other friends in my churches and in my community, them tell me about stories of their mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles dying, and they see the wind blowing in, or the door opens and they see a smile on their face of their friends or family members that died like minutes later, and they knew that they weren't in their body anymore. And I had that feeling. I felt it. I saw it. I saw my body still alive. And to me, I know for a fact, for everyone that fears death, you shouldn't. The Lord will take you prior to dying. God takes you out of your body. He does not let you witness and feel the last breath. He takes you from this life to everlasting life. And so when I was in this whirlwind after the out-of-body experience, I was in spirit, in full spirit. I couldn't see my body anymore. And I could feel and hear all around me the pure innocence of laughter of children. Just innocent child laughter. It was like the innocence of a 1-year-old giggling and laughing, and it was so pure, and it was rushing through my soul. It was amazing. It was fully rushing through my soul, the laughter of all the children laughing and rushing through my soul. It was so peaceful and so pure of a laughter. And it reminded me of the innocence of when I was a child prior to having diabetes. It reminded me of what came next, which was God's love that saturated and filled me completely. So it was the innocence, purity of the laughter of a child into God's love that filled my entire soul completely, drowning, intoxicating love that you would never, ever experience here on earth. It is a magnitude beyond belief. Some people would describe it, and I heard of other stories of a drop of water is a love moment that you might have experienced in your heart with someone kissing you or loving you or hugging you. God's love is like the oceans of this earth, filled in just you, in your soul. That's how much love God loves you and fills you in heaven. And that's where I was. I was sat in totally completeness with one with God, in Him, in fullness. It was incredible, the most unbelievable thing I've ever experienced, and it was God loving me, and it was so, God's love was so simple and pure. It rang through me instantly, and I felt as though I was saying to myself over and over again in spirit, my goodness, I did everything wrong. Darren, I did everything wrong on earth. I didn't do it as simple as this love is of God. I didn't know, and so I was like, you can feel it in you. You can feel God's love, and just did. I said to myself over and over, I did it all wrong. I did it all wrong. It's almost like, give me another shot, give me another shot. And so it was amazing, to feel his love and how much he actually loved you. No pain, no hurt, no worry, no nothing. It's so incredible of a whirlwind and the laughter of children, and then God's love filling your soul. It's so magnificent. And then he comes and he brings through me, fluttering through my whole soul, that I can see images of what we call is like a life reveal. So I'm only 30, so there's not much that he's showing me, but he's showing me everything, every breath, every thought, every word, every interaction, every statement, every thought in my mind, the nasty thoughts, the terrible thoughts, the evil ways, the evil interactions I've done to others, the loving, considerate, compassionate things that I've done. And he lets me feel that in my soul, of the faces of other people's and how I affected them. And he lets me feel all of that, and it's going through so fast, like a projection film. It's fluttering through my soul, instantly flying through, and every moment, every word, every thought, every interaction is getting absorbed in me. But in the massive amount of his love in the background, he's there, letting me watch it all in full love and full engulfment of him within me. It's a remarkable event. It's unbelievable. And it's so powerful that he loves you this much, and he's trying to teach you and show you everything that you did. And then his simplicity of his love is literally all he is filling you with. But don't get me wrong when I just say simple love. It's so complex on top of it. It's so enriching and so massive. It's that insane of like quantitatively. If you took a love moment in your life and you just applied that as a factor, okay, of a measurement, this love moment in your heart, and whatever love moment it was that was so massive in your own existence and own interactions, you can think of one and measure it and say it's a certain weight. God's love is so much larger than that. It's like taking that moment and you multiply it by a factor of 10,000. In the human body, we could never feel a 10,000th magnified love moment of our own that was the most magnificent thing we've ever seen, but multiply it by 10,000. You take that highly intensified love feeling of a multiplier of 10,000 and you put it in every microscopic cell of your body and throughout your entire cells of your body on that magnification level. That's what it's like quantitatively, being one with God in heaven throughout your soul. It is remarkably large, unmeasurable, unthinkable, unimaginable. The message that God was trying to send me, he was also trying to say, he's with us. He's with me in fullness. It's unimaginable in spirit with him. But what he's saying to me in correlation to that is that he's actually with us here on earth. And none of us really know how to really truly connect in spirit and heart and mind with God. And I found my earlier years that I've had signs and I had moments that were unexplainable, but were amazing. And I knew that was part of God's ways after coming out of the NDE. I could link it all together, the path that he's helping you try to be in and follow. And then connecting with him in prayer afterwards is monumental. He wants you to be able to connect with him so he can put the righteousness of him within you, and you live a life after prayer on a different level than many, many thousands and millions of people.